Hi, I'm Bill Woodard, and welcome to the November edition of the Chamber Corner. Well, it's the time of year, and the museum has got some stuff for sale. Pam, tell them who you are and who you with.
Well, I'm Pam Billington, and I'm with the Smith County Heritage Museum. And we are here today with all kinds of goodies that we will be selling for the Christmas season. Our first item we have is our Christmas ornament, and it is...
I'll be Vanna.
Yes, you can be Vanna. It has our the county shape on it, and all the little communities are listed on this ornament, and we are finding that it is being very popular this year, and people are really buying it. So if you want to get one, you better come on to the museums quickly, because...
Boy, that's a nice looking ornament.
It is. It is.
I even see Lancaster on here.
Right.
Yeah, it's got them all.
And
so
the Devil's Garden is on there, is it not?
Yeah, it sure is.
We've got several things listed there. We also have our caps. We have men's caps in different colors and so forth. We also have the little toboggans, beanies. We have some of those still in stock. And now we have our new t-shirt that we've had. We've had this design on other t-shirts, but now we have it in different colors. We have the blue, and we have the gold. I'll let you hold it up there, Bill. I think it shows up more on here, but it has also All Roads Lead Home, and it has all the little communities listed on this t-shirt, and we have them in long sleeve and short sleeve. So come by and be looking and choosing those. Maybe you need something for a stocking stuffer or something like that, just a little gift.
Well, and this is the only place you can get these.
That's right.
The Heritage Museum,
only
right?
place that sells these items. Now,
the big thing, though.
That's right. We have our Play Smith County game, and it has all the different businesses that are here in Smith County are on this board, and it's kind of like a game that we all know. We won't call names, but we have this set up like this, and you can buy this game at the museum.
Okay.
And we
and
have
it's got all the
little houses and pieces, game pieces, and your cards, and it's all from Smith County. It all has to do with Smith County.
The cards are even Smith County cards.
Right. That's right.
Carthage, Gordonsville, South Carthage.
That's right. So come by the museum. We're open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 10 until 2. Come by those days and make your purchase. If you can't get there, just call. Call Sheena. She works there during the day, and she will make an arrangement for you maybe to pick up an item at another location, maybe down at the chamber. Sometimes we can leave our things at the chamber.
Well, we have the ornaments
That's
down
right.
at the chamber. We also have the cups. You didn't bring those. We have the cups.
I didn't bring any mugs, but we do have mugs with the courthouse on them.
Yeah.
And we still have a few of those.
Okay, and so for you want to buy somebody a game for Christmas or something like that that's unique, this would be a good thing.
That's
In fact,
right.
I have a sister that doesn't have one of these.
She's going to get one?
She needs to get one.
She needs to get one. That's right. That's right.
So, okay, Pam, museum hours, like you mentioned them already.
They're 10 to 2. Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Okay, and somebody will be there. So if you want to come by and pick something up, it'd be a great
Christmas
hunting
present. That's right.
A unique gift.
Only Smith County Heritage Museum sells these items. So.
Okay, and I know you guys, when we have festivals and things like that, you guys open up and set up.
That's right.
We've got the Christmas parade coming up.
Right. We'll be in the Carthage Christmas Parade and the Gordonsville Christmas Parade this year.
All right.
We'll be there.
So that's the two things that are coming up. Well, Pam, thanks for coming by.
Oh, you're welcome.
And if they want more information, what's the phone number?
Oh, it's 735-1104 for information. Just call during the hours of 10 to 2.
Okay, or you can call the Chamber of Commerce,
That's right.
735-2093.
That's right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we're glad to have some folks that we're really proud of, and I'm going to brag on them and embarrass them a little bit, but we've got a sheriff's department here in Smith County that honestly cares about people, and they try to help people. I know their job is viewed sometimes as not doing that, but they really do try to help people, and I know people in the community that are better off because you guys are who you are and the way you are. One of the things that you do is the Santa Shoppers. Now, I'm going to start, well, whoever wants to answer it, it doesn't really matter, but how did you guys come up with the idea of this? I know you've been doing it for several years now, so how did it get started?
Actually, in 2014, and I tell this story every year, a young lady by the name of Connie Cripps, who was employed by DTC Communications, came to us with an idea duplicating actually what was going on in DeKalb County about a Santa Shoppers program. We also knew that there were a few counties around us, Wilson in particular, Davidson, that were doing the same thing. So she presented us with this train of thought, and it started in 2014 by somebody that we consider a very good friend of ours, Miss Connie Cripps.
Yeah, Connie's a great lady. She worked for DTC for a long time, and I know she helped me out on several things. She did the business side of it, so that's why she would be calling on you guys. Well, you guys have been doing this, and you've done some real good fundraising this year. I think you've got the figures.
I do. And actually in 2014, we raised $3,886. And we were able to accommodate 28 kids. 2015, we did $5,306 and had 41 kids. In 2016, we really had an upswing, and we had contributions of $12,465. And these figures are approximate now. They're not dead on the money, but they're really close. 2017, we had an upswing again, with $17,135 with 151 kids that we were able to shop with. 2018, we went to $18,666 and 116 children were accommodated. In 2019, we raised $23,420 and we accommodated 138 families' children. In 2020, we raised $22,270, and we accommodated 219 children. Last year, in 2021, we raised approximately $25,700, and we accommodated 201 children. So that's a total amount of children of 1,009 from 2014 to 2021.
Okay, well now these children in this program that you get them, you are meeting them through the court system. Is that right? Is that how they come about?
No, we actually go through two ways. Actually, you can come and apply or fill out an application at the sheriff's office for if you want your child to participate in our Santa's Shoppers program. There is a criteria that goes with that, and we filter through those applications. Also, our school resource officers team up with the school system to see if there are needs there in those classes and in the age group. So we get our applicants from either the school resource officers through the teachers and principals at the school level or from individual applications.
Mm-hmm. And I know with this program, the Sheriff's Department, I mean, Sheriff, you have a budget, but this is not part of your budget. This is totally outside of it, right?
Totally funded by donations from everybody. You got churches, you got businesses, you've got civic organizations, everybody puts in, and like I said, it's just grown year after year, and just wonderful, big-hearted folks out there that help make this possible. And I know you hadn't got into it yet, but just you're talking about the big hearts, or I am. Our guys, our deputies and everybody at the sheriff's office that participates, they're there because they want to be there. They want to help, and they just, you've been there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you see the smiles on not just the children's faces, but the deputies that are there. And we also have every year the officers from Carthage Police Department, South Carthage and Gordonsville, they come and help out. Troopers from Tennessee Highway Patrol and various organizations that come and help. Kid Jenkins, soccer guys, they come and help with serving the pizza up there the night of. And
Yeah.
we've got some other groups.
Game warden.
Yeah, the game warden, TWRA, they come. And I was down at Carthage Fire Hall Halloween night after the Halloween bash, and Chief Joe Hyatt down here at the fire hall offered up. He said, if y'all need us, we'll bring some fire trucks and join in. So we may get to have that this year. So that'd be great.
Oh yeah, the kids love that kind of stuff. They
Yes,
love
sir.
seeing those trucks and
Yes.
the patrol cars. In fact, in time past, you've let them ride the patrol cars down to. You usually go to Walmart and let them do the purchasing there.
Right.
In time past, you've rode patrol cars down. Are you still going to be able to do that again this year?
We are.
That's our plan. Yes, sir.
We started that back last year, and we'll continue on with that this year. In addition to what the Sheriff said, we're going to add a couple of more organizations this year. EMS has agreed to send an ambulance over, and also we have solicited the district attorney's office, so they probably going to have a representative there, in addition to the public defender's office, who we've invited to come and participate in our program. And it's just a united goal, and it's a lot of fun. We can have a lot of fun there, and most folks really like it when they get there and see what's going on.
Well, and it's good to see a police officer in a setting like that, because you guys have families and you live in the community and you're all part of the community and are involved in stuff around here, and it's good to have an event like this that you guys can put on. One thing I like to say about this, the money is run through the Smith County Living organization, which is a 501c3, and so every dime of this money that's donated goes to these children. There's none of it goes for anything else, and each year that money is spent with the families and with the kids, and you guys oversee that and you make sure that it's spent properly. And I think that's one of the reasons maybe it's grown, because people know that this is being done correctly and done right, and you guys are monitoring that. So I appreciate the effort that's being put in it. We can't leave the table without mentioning Beth, though.
We absolutely, and I had no intentions of doing that. We'd be far amiss.
She'd be here, but she's on a trip right now.
Miss Beth is in training down in Franklin, Tennessee yet today, and she spearheads this drive, this program, and she has from the very beginning. She's the brains and the backbone of it. We would not know what to do without her. And her message today would be that by the Santa Shopper program provides Christmas for kids in our community, also creates a mentor program for the kids to be able to approach the officers. The kids get to see the officers in a totally different light. They're not out trying to put people in the back of a patrol car. They're out pushing shopping carts and making kids happy, and like the sheriff said, smiling as much as they do. Donations can be made either through the Chamber of Commerce, or you can actually bring them by the sheriff's office and we just turn around and bring them to you. This year we're changing up a little bit because we've got a 2-day event. The smaller children that can't ride in a patrol car, we are going to have them at Walmart on December the 12th.
Okay.
And that will be ages 4 and under. And then on, of course, December the 13th, we will be back at the courthouse up at the court facility and have the 5 to 15-year-old group. They will be the ones that get to ride in the patrol cars and the blue lights and the sirens and go to the Walmart. Our pizza party and shopping will begin. Of course, it's on December the 13th at 4 p.m. So we'll be having refreshments and getting everybody registered and kind of kicking it off. Applications will be processed from November the 15th through November the 18th. And also, in addition to that, also November the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. And that's the cutoff. We have to know where we are to know how much money we have. And that's where it'll stop at.
Okay, so if you're watching this program, this is the month, and you need to be getting in touch with the sheriff's office or someone to let you know about how to get the application so we can get your child involved in this. And one thing I might add, there are folks out there in the county that do need this help, and there's children out there that if it wasn't for this, it wouldn't be a real bright Christmas. So I think this is a really necessary and good program. And what I like what you said is it gets them to be able to see officers in a different light.
Sure does.
Because these guys are human, and they have families, and they love people too. So it's good to be able to see that. Over my life, I have had encounters with officers when it was not something that I really wanted to be involved in. But I'll have to say, in Smith County, I've never had anybody treat me with anything but respectful and nice, and I appreciate that. Even when you're having to, I guess, enforce the rules would be the way we'd say it. You guys are very professional, and I appreciate that. I sure do.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying that, Bill. And we, like I said a while ago about the program, we want these children to not only, get to spend some time with us, but we want them to know that we're their friend. That in time of need, when they need help, if they ever need help from us, they know, we want them to know they can, call us and depend on us, that we'll be there to help them.
Yeah. Well, the one thing when I was on county court, I always remembered your line item is under public safety. And I think you guys honor that name very well. I believe you are keeping us safe.
All our guys try, awful hard, yes, sir.
Yeah, I really do. I personally know some of your SROs and some of your patrol officers and some of your correction officers, and you got some first-class people.
We sure
no doubt
do.
about that.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, well, is anything we missed?
I can't remember if the sheriff mentioned this or not, but our officers who participate in this program, they donate their time and their money, by the way. A lot of them do. But we don't pay one officer one penny for participating in the Santa Shoppers program. They come in on their own time, off duty, and leave their families to come and participate in this program. The only other thing I want to say is I want to thank Kobe. The insider is very gracious to us, always casts this in a positive light. He's on top of things, and we appreciate what he does and what the insider does. Also, Billy, thank you. There's a lot of work on your part that goes into this program. And we've had some ripples in time just trying to pay the bills.
Exactly.
Not that we didn't have the money, but just the way it had to be done. And you've always stepped up and got that taken care of. And I'll tell you over and over again, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you at the Sheriff's Office.
Thank you.
Not only for what you do for this, but what you do for this county. So thank you.
I appreciate that very much. And, with all of that said, there's a lot of folks that make the wheels turn around here.
Exactly.
We appreciate them.
Other than that, hey, we'll take your money. Donations are coming on now. If you'd like to donate to the Santa Shoppers program, please do so. If you want to come and see where your money's going, you're welcome to do that, and you'll be more than satisfied, promise.
Yeah, it's quite a sight to see. I got to attend a few times, and I've really enjoyed it. It's good to see, especially the little kids.
That's right. Yeah.
They really get it. Well, hey, the big kids appreciate it too.
Yeah.
They're just going through that part of life where they're like that. Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming by and telling everybody about this.
Don't mean to interrupt you, but
Oh, no, you go
like the
ahead.
chief said, we'll take your money year round.
Yeah,
It don't have
well,
to be
that's
just
true.
right now. We'll take it year round.
Yeah, that's true because we actually, Santa Shopper was over and we've had some checks come in.
Yes, sir.
Like January and February. And of course, if you donate in January and February, it goes right into the fund and it sits there and waits till Christmas until it's time for the kids. So you don't have to worry. All the money that comes into this, it definitely goes to the children. So, all right. Well, gentlemen, thank you. And we'll look forward to seeing you again next year.
Lord willing.
Bill,
Lord
thank
willing.
you. And I know you're a pretty good singer. You want to sing us something and get us in the Christmas spirit?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. There we go. I hope we didn't lose anybody over that. You stay tuned. We're going to be back with some more stuff.
Hey everyone, Katie Martin here, the 4-H agent in Smith County, bringing you updates from the University of Tennessee Extension. It is a busy month this month for our 4-Hers as we are doing our club speech contest. So we have our 4th, 5th, and 6th, and a lot of our 7th and 8th graders giving speeches this year. Not only does this teach great communication skills, but it gives them the opportunity to work on their research skills and writing skills as they write their speech, and it also gives them the opportunity to overcome that fear of public speaking if that's something they're concerned about. So we hope this life skill of communication will follow them into the future and hopefully help them get successful careers one day. We're excited about our club contest, which will then carry on into our county speech contest. All 1st and 2nd place winners in the classroom or club level are invited to come on and compete at the county contest, which will take place in December. We are also excited because this month, November, we are headed to the National Poultry Judging Contest. Our senior high poultry judging team won at the state level and are honored to get to move on and represent Tennessee at the national contest. So if you know any of those 4-Hers that are representing us there, make sure to wish them good luck, and we are excited to have a hopefully good report to give you at our next Chamber Corner. As always, if you have questions about any of the many opportunities that Smith County 4-H offers, you can get in touch with our office by phone at 615-735-2900. You can email me at kclark54@utk.edu, or you can always check out our website where we have many updates about the judging teams and activities 4-H is doing, as well as what's going on in our other program areas on the Ag and FCS side of things. You can find us at smith.tennessee.edu. Now we're going to transition to the latest episode of In the Wild with 4-H'er Gabe Harville.
As Thanksgiving nears, one thing comes to people's minds as well as their dinner tables: turkeys. In this episode, I'll be covering an all-American bird, the wild turkey. European explorers in the 1500s took turkeys from Mexico to Europe where they were domesticated. They later brought these domesticated birds back from Europe over to North America where they hybridized with wild turkeys, creating many of the farm breeds that we know today. In the 1900s, overhunting, land clearing, and the loss of the American chestnut, an important food source, nearly eliminated the wild turkey. But thanks to restoration efforts by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, their populations have been brought back up, and they are now found in every county throughout the state. Turkeys will eat anything from seeds to lizards, but what they thrive on most during the late summer and early winter is Tennessee's bumper crop of nuts. We're blessed in this state to have an abundance of hickories, walnuts, oaks, and beeches to supply turkeys with the food that they need, sometimes into the next spring. Turkeys are ground-dwelling birds, but each night they'll fly high into the trees to escape predators. This is called roosting, much like chickens do. Turkeys may look like a big chicken, but they are far from it. I've seen Rosie chase turkeys multiple times and not once has she caught one. Just a testament to how fast these birds are. Lots of people also think that they can't fly, but they sure can. With a running start and just a couple of wing flaps, they'll be at the top of a tree in no time. Springtime is the turkey's mating season, and during mating season, the toms get spruced up. Sporting red, white, and blue heads, long beards and spurs, and tail feathers, they'll gather around the hens, fanning the tail feathers peacock style and dragging their wingtips, saying, "I'm ready to mate." After mating, the hens will scrape a shallow depression in the ground, usually underneath a low-lying bush or fallen debris. There they will lay their eggs, and the poults, or young turkeys, will hatch. She'll watch over the poults until they reach maturity, with the male poults leaving in the fall and the female poults leaving in the spring. She'll teach them what to eat, where to find water, and all the basic necessities of being a turkey. Many hunters set out each year to find a prize tom turkey. They use calls such as this box call to lure one in and bag it. The wild turkey, once eradicated from its former range, has come roaring back in the hills and hollows of Tennessee. I hope you've learned something about this game bird, and I hope you have a big fat one on your Thanksgiving table. This has been Gabe Harville, and I'll see you next time in the wild. Turkeys are ground-dwelling birds, but each night they'll fly high in the trees to escape predators. That's too short. Wild turkeys congregate in the spring and summer. During the spring and fall, many hunters head out to hunt wild turkeys. In the 1500s, European settlers, European explorers in the 1500s took, I don't know what they're eating out here, hunting.
Hey guys, I'm Kayla and I work for the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition. We're going to have our first time ever parent night out this November 14th from 6 to 7:30. You can go online to our social media page on Facebook, Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition, and you can use the Eventbrite and register for this event. It is not required that you register, but it will help us just get kind of an idea about how many people will be there, how much food we can get. We're going to have a free lasagna dinner and a dessert. We would love for y'all to come out and just get educated on how to talk to your kids about substance use. So it's at the Chamber of Commerce, November 14th from 6 to 7:30.
Okay, we're sitting here with our host. This is Attorney General Jason Lawson. Jason, maybe you want to say hi and tell them kind of your official title and who you are and maybe some other things. Just kind of do an introduction.
Absolutely, thank you. My name is Jason Lawson. I'm the District Attorney for the 15th Judicial District, and our counties are Wilson, Macon, Smith, Jackson, and Trousdale County. Okay,
now I'm going to do a bit of history here. Attorney Generals in Tennessee are called General Lawson.
And we are, yes, sir.
Can you just kind of enlighten people on that, why that is?
Yes, sir. Where the legend is that the first district attorney that we had in Tennessee was General Andrew Jackson. And when people would go to court and the defense attorney would talk with General Jackson, when they would approach the judge, they would say, "Judge, I've spoken with the general and we've worked out this case. This is the agreement we're going to do in this criminal case." And the judge would accept that. And just as a way to honor Andrew Jackson, they refer to all of us as general as well in court. And so even all of my assistant DAs, when we're in court, they call us, General Bear, or General Key, or General Lawson, or whoever. Just a nice piece of history.
Yeah, that is interesting, and nowhere else in the states is that done, right?
No, that's correct. When we go to other states and we meet with prosecutors from other areas, they're all very envious of that title because in their location they're just called ADAs or district attorneys or things like that. Nowhere else do they call them general.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting bit of history, and of course General Jackson went on to be president, and so he has quite a legacy behind him. Today we're sitting in your office complex here in Carthage, Tennessee. Now I know you have more offices. Maybe you want to mention where they are before we
Sure,
get into
absolutely. So the way our district is made up, we have 5 counties, and most of our population is over in Wilson County. I'd say probably 75% is over there. So we've always had an office over in Lebanon on the county seat of Wilson County. We've also traditionally had an office in Trousdale County where General Thompson, my predecessor, lived. When I came into office, one of the first things I looked at was I realized that both of those offices are really on the western side of our district. And I felt like that folks on my eastern side of the district would be a lot better served if I had a more centrally located office. So Smith County happens to be geographically right in the center of our district. So by opening an office in Carthage to go with the other 2 offices, I now am only about 30 minutes away from any citizen that we have in our district. And so it makes it much more convenient to sit down and meet with police officers and victims and witnesses and just do all the things that we need to do to provide services here for our district.
Well, that is wonderful that you would do that, and I think it's been a real good addition to our community for sure.
Well, thank you.
Also, you have several programs that are here run out of this office, and
Yes,
one of them is child advocacy. I would like you to speak about that a little bit.
Sure, I'll tell you a little bit about what you would find here in our building. Of course, we do have a criminal division, and I have 4 different assistant district attorneys and secretaries and a victim witness coordinator who is stationed here working at that, and I have an office here in Carthage on the criminal side. Downstairs, we actually have our child support division where we actually help people to collect their child support, and so we have many caseworkers that work down there along with the director and an attorney and an investigator there for that. But particularly, you had asked me about our Child Advocacy Center. The Child Advocacy Center is an organization that helps kids who are victims of child abuse or child sexual abuse. And years ago, we discovered that we were really doing a disservice to victims as we would re-traumatize them by making them relive the experience every time they talk to a police officer or a detective or a Child Protective Services or the Department of Children's Services or doctors or prosecutors. And the idea that kind of swept nationwide was there's got to be a better way to do that. So now at a Child Advocacy Center, it is a one-time interview of the child, and that is actually monitored by closed-circuit television by all of the other professionals that need to get the information in order to do their jobs and to help those kids. We also make sure that the kids get counseling free of charge, whether they have insurance or not. Some of the fundraisers that the Child Advocacy Center does throughout the year goes towards paying for counseling for kids. We also do community education. If there is a group of adults who are wanting to know more about child abuse, what are the red flags? What are the warning signs? How do you report that? Can that reporting be anonymous? The Child Advocacy Center will come out and actually do adult education at schools, at churches, at community groups. Whoever's looking for that information, we have an education department that does that through the Child Advocacy Center. And now we even have a family victim services advocate who will look at the family's overall picture and try to connect them with other services in the community that we think would benefit that family. If we see that poverty is an issue, there are certain resources that are available to kind of help those families. Really, we're looking at the overall well-being of the child, not just the abuse that they suffered at the hands of a person we're prosecuting, but everything that's going on that we can do to make that child's life better and to help them heal from the situation that they've had to live through.
Well, I think that's a wonderful tack to take because you're looking at it from the victim side as well.
Yes, sir.
And not just from the prosecutorial side. That's a wonderful thing. The other day I was at home and the phone rang and I answered the phone and it said, Mr. Woodard, it was a recording that was playing to me. And it said, it had my name. We have been, your Amazon account has been charged for a new iPhone 13. And if this is not your charge, we want you to press 1. And if this is your charge and you want to confirm it, we want you to press 2. I hung up.
Yes.
Did I
Good.
do the right thing?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're seeing more and more of these scams that are in the community that are targeting really seniors, but really all citizens. I had a gentleman who came to me earlier this year, and the scam that particularly had gotten him was he had received a text message that the sender said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to send that to you. I meant to send that to my buddy," but it was about a hot stock tip type of thing. And then later the sender sent a second message to this person, and they said, "Hey, I guess since I opened the door, if you're curious, I'll tell you what the hot stock tip is." Well, the guy was baited enough that he said, "Well, sure, what is it?" And so he told him about it, and he says, "Don't take my word for it. You go and look on your own internet and just and do your own research on this company." So he did. He went and did his research on this company, and it looked like a pretty good company. So shortly thereafter, he gets another text message from the sender, and the sender says, "Did you have a chance to check that out?" And he says, "It looks good, doesn't it?" And he said, "Yes." And he says, and then he sent him a website link and said, "Here's where you invest." And that was the mistake. When the man clicked on that link and sent his money to that link, it turned out that was a fake website that was duplicating a real company. The real company never saw a dime of that money, but because he trusted that link that he had gotten through a text message, that website was immediately taken down, the money was gone, and the person had been scammed. We were having a real problem with that across the nation. We've seen about an 85% increase over last year nationwide of scams that are going out. So one of the things that we're trying to do to combat that a little bit is something that we call the Scam Stop campaign. And with the Scam Stop campaign, we want to try to get the message out about what are the things that you should be concerned about if someone is asking for. If they're asking for personal information, if they're asking for you to send money or send gift cards or anything of those nature. So we've done that through a couple of different ways. So this is a television appearance, obviously. I've also been on the radio talking about this. We've done some social media. We've done newspaper articles. We've sent out some things. And one of the things we're trying to do is to have it just a little bit more of a lasting impression is we're giving out these magnets. These are refrigerator magnets because if I put something on social media, it's going to be gone in just a moment or two. But this refrigerator magnet hopefully will stay on people's refrigerator and they'll see it. And it says scammers often ask for money or gift cards, a credit card number, personal information, a deposit for a prize that you've won. If someone is asking for that type of information from you, be wary because anything you send, you're likely to never see any return on that whatsoever. So these magnets are actually available at the Sheriff's Department and also here at the DA's office in Carthage. Anyone that wants to stop by and get one, they are free of charge. Come pick one up, and we would love to see this given to seniors, and that way they can put that on there and maybe on the refrigerator and maybe protect as many people as we can from some of these scams.
Well, I know there is we get a lot of phone calls at my home. I can imagine we've done all the things about trying to block the calls and doing that. I can imagine if you haven't blocked calls and stuff, how many you would be getting. Yeah. And that sounds so real. Yeah, and you mentioned another one that's really prevalent right now is even myself. I get things saying, "Hey, you have subscribed to this internet security company." And I'm thinking, well, I haven't subscribed to anything. Well, if you call that number that's on there, they're going to say, well, we need to look up your account. Tell us what's the bank account or what's the card number, or tell us that so we can find your account to figure out where the error is or deactivate it. Well, they may even tell you, yeah, we'll deactivate that for you. That was an error or whatever. But at that point, you've already given them the information they were after. Now, what do these scammers do with your personal information? Yeah. If they've got your card number itself, they'll go buy things, and these things just start showing up on your account, and we prosecute that as identity theft. Another thing, though, that they do, if they just had your address or your social security number or something like that, they'll actually fill out credit card applications in your name with your credit, with your information, and they'll have it sent to a P.O. box that they have a key to, and then they'll take those credit cards and they'll go out and spend that and run up a bill that you don't even know about until it shows up on your credit report, because those statements are still going to that P.O. box. So it really is a dangerous time for people to not be protective of their information. Yeah, and a lot of times you'll get these calls, or you even sometimes in the mail, not so much in the mail anymore because it's not fast enough, but it sounds so real and so good. So I guess the old adage, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Absolutely, and unfortunately too many people learn too late that lesson. Yeah, and that is unfortunate. Well, I'm glad we got to be able to tell people about this. And if you want one of these cards to give to someone or share with someone, you can come by here and get one. And like you said, at the sheriff's office. If a person has a situation or something come up in their life and they feel like it's I'm not sure I know how to ask the question. They feel like they've been wronged. Is your office a place to call to find out the answer to that?
Sure, and we do that all the time. People will call and say, hey, I've got a situation. I'd just like to run by you guys and find out what's going on. Sometimes they will go to the police department first and talk to a police officer. Sometimes they come to us, but we are public servants, and we would be more than happy to talk to people about that. Sometimes what I tell them is, okay, this situation happens to be a civil wrong that is something you would have to go through civil court. Sometimes it is a criminal case. If it is a criminal case, then we will do our best to make sure that the proper investigators are investigating that and coming to that. The thing with these scams, the real challenge is that's done over great distances, oftentimes through the telephone or through electronic communication. And so the FBI has actually set up a website where people can report scams that are going on. But it is so much better if you are protective of your information on the front end, because even going through that website, I think the percentage of them being able to solve those cases is very small. Most of those are coming from overseas, and it's very difficult to trace who is actually having those communications.
Yeah, and that's what they do is they go to another country because they got the protection of the border between you and them, and so they can kind of roam freely, I guess, through the internet and get people's information. Is there anything else or any other service that we've missed that you think people need to know about here at the District Attorney's Office?
Well, I would just say that anybody who feels like that they've been a victim of a crime, I mean, we're interested in helping victims. That's what we do. And so, there is a wide range of activity that's going on in every one of the communities in which I'm the head prosecutor over. I talk to people all the time, and we're happy to point people in the right direction. So if there's a situation where someone feels like that something just doesn't sit right with them, and, sometimes reporting that can actually protect other people from going through the same thing. So we would just invite people to do that.
Yeah, that's true. Especially like these scams, if people know about what's going on and they're educated to it, then they can avoid them.
Yes, sir.
So that counts for a lot. Well, General Lawson,
absolutely.
Thank you very much for allowing us to come into your building and for doing the interview. And hopefully we'll come back again here, maybe in a few months, and just see how things have progressed.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for inviting me on the show, and I appreciate everything you do for our community.
All right. Okay, we've got a busy month going on here, and of course October was busy too. November is just as busy. In fact, the 6th we had the Veterans Parade, and the 7th there was a blood drive at the United Methodist Church from noon to 6. And so we hope you guys got to be able to be a part of that. If you see this soon enough, there's an art show coming up at the Carthage Junction Depot on November the 12th, and it's Translucent is the name of it, and it's works in glass from the Eads collection, and that'll be on display from 10 to 4 November the 12th. So you might want to really jump on that one if you see this early enough to do that. The first Upper Cumberland Game Con is at the Smith County Ag Center November the 19th from 10 a.m. to midnight, and they're going to have vendors, tournaments, cosplay, LARP area, kids area, door prizes, and a lot more. And that's November the 19th at from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Smith County Ag Center. And so if you're into this gaming stuff, that's going to be the place for you to go. And they're still accepting vendors and food trucks, so if you want to give them a call the chamber at 735-2093. We can give you their contact information. Then on November the 27th is the Hometown Christmas Parade, and of course it starts down at what used to be the old Robert Shaw building over on Industrial Drive, and it comes around Highway 25 and then onto Main Street and comes down Main Street. It starts at basically 4:30, and usually about dark it winds up at the old courthouse. They pull through the courthouse, Santa Claus stops off, and then Santa Claus goes inside the courthouse and he visits with the children that want to line up and would be there for him. Also, we'll have our Christmas tree lighting that day during the festivities earlier on in the afternoon, and we'll also be having some other items and things on display there, and we'll be singing some Christmas music, and some of the folks in the town, stores will be open, and there'll be a lot of things to do. So that's on November the 27th. That's a Sunday afternoon. So if you get a chance, you need to come by and see us here on downtown Carthage. Then Christmas in the Park at Edgar Evans Park is November the 26th and 27th from 9 to 4. And they've got craft and food vendors up there. The Rangers up there, they do a really good job with that. And then December the 3rd is the Gordonsville Christmas Parade. And that's always a big event. They close the street, Main Street down over there, and they have their parade go through. And so we think it's going to be a big time and a lot of fun events. Hope you're enjoying this November, and we're looking forward to December coming. There's a lot to do in Smith County, and so if you need any information on events that are coming up or anything that's going on in the county, please give us a call at the Smith County Chamber of Commerce, 615-735-2093, and may God bless.